Migrants are often likened to parasites, an invasive population, a plague, an invisible threat like pathogens. Immigrants have been stigmatized for being carriers of dangerous diseases and contagion that are dangerous to Americans.
The culture where people eat bats and snakes and dogs and things like that.
So many of these remarks are based in misunderstanding of facts and science, but also based in xenophobia and racism.
In the 19th century, one of the most popular forms of culture were the minstrel stage. There will be a stock Chinese character, typically male, typically wearing one of those coolie hats, made up in yellow face makeup, speaking with in pidgin English, a very degrading stereotype of Chinese people. But it was very common for this stock character, this John Chinaman, to represent and to express these stereotypes about Chinese eating indigestible and polluting foods, sending this message that if they were eating these weird diseased animals, that they themselves as a people were also filthy and polluting. 19th century advertisements went even further with making the connection between Chinese immigrants and rats. A seller of rat poison printed up this trade advertisement card titled "Rough on Rats," and it featured an exotically dressed coolie hat and pigtail wearing Chinese man about to eat a whole rat. And both the Chinese and the poison were labeled "rough on rats." The sly use of the slogan, "The Chinese must go," referred not only to the rats, but also to the Chinese.
Dr. Chen Fu is on the front lines in the battle against COVID-19. As a Chinese-American doctor, he feels both celebrated and vilified.
I feel an animosity that I've never felt before.
On his commute to the hospital, Dr. Fu says he was approached by a stranger.
"You dirty Chinese," and he just kept saying that over and over again. I've never felt anything like this before.
This, just one of many incidents across the country now being reported. Asian Americans targeted for their race.
Get out of our country!
In Texas, this person yelling at a Vietnamese restaurant owner.
Get out!
And this man and his 2 children stabbed at a Sam's Club. The suspect, according to the FBI, thought the family was Chinese and infecting people with the coronavirus. In Minnesota, this note the tenants claim was posted on their door, reading, "We're watching you. Take the Chinese virus back to China."
The pandemic has revived much older, larger, racist, anti-immigrant narratives. It's part of our very long history of xenophobia and racism. And we know that, in particular, disease has intersected with this idea that immigrants are a threat. It began with a video showing a young Chinese woman biting into the body of a large bat at a restaurant. It went viral. The bat soup videos struck upon and revived these centuries-old messages, stereotypes connecting China and Chinese people to disease. And even though media outlets exposed the truth that this bat soup video was not actually filmed in China at all, it was really too late to dispel the myth that had become widely accepted as fact.
Look, if I want to be heard, can't forget the balance. I mean, we're racist to a point, but here's the bigger challenge. Why do we group people together and only focus on the minuses? Scared of pandemics, but hate is stronger than any viruses. Think I'm dealing with racism worse because of the outbreak? No, we've been dealing with racism since birth with outbreaks. I still have faith in humankind, but what do I know? Hatred's the most contagious, and these days it's going viral.
I hate Asians. Look, he's scared, OG. Crazy.